Hey everyone, this is Lucid. We are going to actually start our game with Middle-Aged Ulm now. We're playing on Daz's map, Endworld, and this is a map which derived from Cartographic Revision, but Daz redid the graphics on it, so it looks very, very nice in my opinion. And it's also quite balanced. The start locations are all reasonably balanced. There's some weird ones, like this is a weird start location because you basically have 2 land neighbors instead of 3 or 4. This is a bit of a weird start location because you get kind of this is a start location. You get kind of bottlenecked going up this way, and then you only have 3 land neighbors, but you have 1 big water neighbor, so that's actually not really that weird. When I was playing in the Micklin game, I started right here. So, anyway, the person up in this position in my Micklin game, which was the other game obviously using this map, was Pangea. So Pangea, I have Pangea's starting spot. And this is our starting army. We've kind of already talked about it a little bit. And I'm at turn 21, maybe 23 in the game. And I've just gone back and started recording now. I think I did I might go back and redo the national overview. I'm not sure. I always end up redoing them, because by the time you're about halfway through the game, you end up thinking of things you should have said that you didn't. Okay, so what are we going to do this turn? Not much. We are going to patrol, just because there's nothing better for him to do, and we're going to prophetize our spy. I'm not actually sure if this is... It may be better to just go ahead and prophetize this guy. But having a stealthy, high-stealth preacher can be good, maybe. Anyway, we also will have more flexibility around what we want our prophet to do. He doesn't necessarily have to follow our army around. First turn, we're going to recruit these guys. Low resource cost. They'll help flesh out our early army. These flails are awesome, and they're actually more awesome than I thought, because I didn't think about the Strength of Giants at the beginning, but Strength of Giants, which we're going to have a lot of, is going to make these, you know, like a little better, but flails are going to become way better because they attack twice. So then it's going to be 2 20 damage attacks, which get +2 versus shield, so that's going to be huge. Anyway. But we're going to be doing most of our expansion with the old Black Knight, who's kind of a boss. So, anyway, so this is going to be fleshing out our first army. This is going to be getting ready for our second expansion. We are going to start making these guys at the beginning, the Master Smiths. Now, the reason is we want to get our first forts up pretty soon, and these guys have more upkeep cost, if we look at it, 180 a year, because they're not sacred, than our Priest Smiths, who are 70 a year. But these guys cost more upfront, so we're not going to do that. The other reason is I care a ton about getting an air random. Air randoms are going to drive my early research economy, and I need a lot of them. I need air randoms to site search, and then I need air randoms to forge my first quills. So all that, getting that really early is going to be super important. The other randoms are nice, particularly the Astral random, because that will be breaking me into Astral. And I'm definitely going to need a few of those. The thing is, only your Master Smiths get this random path. Your cap-only ones, the Priest Smiths do not, but these guys can cast Iron Blizzard. So later you want them, and they're also lower upkeep. They also do not have, and I don't think I pointed this out in my national overview, they only have a forge bonus of 1, whereas these guys have a forge bonus of 2. So for forging items, you definitely want to use your other guys. I think I actually end up messing some of that up, because this is my future self coming back. I don't think I realized that only had a forge bonus of 1. Anyway, we'll take a quick look at mercs. We have the Black Fists, but we're going to be using all our money. I forget exactly what these are, but I think they're actually pretty solid. And with that, let's go ahead and go to turn 2. Actually, I'm farther. I think I'm on turn 26 right now. Okay, and so this is turn 2. We have a bunch of people who had profits. Erectus, interesting. Gunthamud. I don't see... Okay, Agent 47, that's funny. And... Helmgiver... Monkey See, Monkey Do. And... Kubrat. Okay, so... we got super lucky, guys. We got an air random on our very first recruit. This will not happen to you. It didn't happen to me in any of my test games. The chances of getting an air random, it's 1 in 5 that you get any random, and then that you get an air random is 1 in 4 after that, so it's 1 in 20 to get an air random. And we got it turn 1, and this is the one I want the most. He's going to go out and site search, but I don't want to send him with my army. He's too valuable to potentially lose to a stray arrow or something like that. So he's going to research for now. Our research priorities are going to be construction for the most part. We will change this. I think we're going to get, we're going to want earth power, so we'll switch to conjuration 3 pretty soon. Construction 3 is going to give me Legions of Steel, which is really good. It's going to take my really good infantry from 23 protection to 26, which is a big difference. Because, you know, by the time you have 23 protection, the damage that does get through is usually just barely getting through, and that additional 3 is going to block a lot of it. And then I'm probably also going to come down and get Strength of Giants at some point. Though getting to Construction 4 is also important, because that allows me to make Earth Boots, which if I don't get an Earth random, I'm going to need Earth Boots to do hammers, which are, of course, a very important part for this nation. So anyway, those are kind of early research things. We'll come back to that. We're researching... Here we're going to attack... This is all I'm doing, right? So we're attacking some archers. They have militia and light infantry. It should be pretty easy. Now, in theory, I think you probably want your guys positioned farther forward, because you usually want to close with the enemy sooner if they have archers, but you don't want to be... The point... Okay... The point where your guys, like the enemy's charging from this way and your guys charge forward, the point where you fight, you ideally want that to be at the edge of the archer range, so that their precision is going to cause them to miss a lot and hit their own guys. And I don't know how far forward or back you need to position, but in my testing, this seemed to be just fine against this type of troop. So we'll see how it goes. And maybe we can kind of watch in the battle, and even though I don't know at the time of recording, in about 10 minutes maybe I'll know the correct way to do this. Okay, well let's go back and talk about recruitment too. So we've switched now to only Black Knights. We're getting more of these Master Smiths, which are going to get our income going up. And after we get this province, our income is going to be... I mean, our resources are going to be way better. And I think the way it works, I think, like, right now we have... Yeah, we don't have any knights in the garrison, but I think we're gonna... No, we're not. I think we're just gonna get 2. Anyway. Let's go ahead and pull up the next turn. Yeah, because it would be nice if we got an expansion party out this turn, but we're not going to. Oh wait, whoops, sorry. Ruined the surprise. Okay, so let's take a look at their archers. They're gonna run forward. Okay, they haven't started shooting yet. Okay, they just start. So we're not going to be super close to them. Yeah, I don't know. The archers aren't going to do too much anyway. Our protection's pretty damn high. Okay, I haven't seen us get damaged by an arrow yet. We've got our claim life going up. Okay, that hurt though. Got a nice little archer volley in there. And like that, they all rout. So I don't think we took any losses, so that was nice. Okay. Now here we are going to get ready for our next expansion. So it's important you remember in your cap you have a really good cap, so you can get 3 units a turn, or you have 3 commander points. So this turn we're going to get one of the Master Smiths and a Horsey. And, oh, holy shit, so this turn we got 2 dudes. Because if you remember, we recruited 1.5 last turn, but the half didn't come out. And then this turn we got the half from the turn before and the new one. And one of them was an air random. Holy shit. So this is definitely not going to happen to you. I'm sorry if you get jealous of my luck. So anyway, we're getting a knight, some of these guys to go with him. They will be in the next expansion party. And I think, okay, we've got 2, I can't remember. This guy may actually pop out this turn, and it may have to do with some weird little bug, I'm not sure, but we'll see how many I get. For some reason I thought I got 5 in my first party. But we're going to go ahead and send this first guy out to start site searching air. This guy's going to stay at home and start researching. But he will probably follow our second expansion party around. Now, where do we go expand to? I know this map has fixed start locations, so I know that somebody is here. I also know that somebody is right here. And I also know that somebody is right here. And I also know that somebody is right here. So those are all the expansion portions. So this is probably my first priority, like I want to get this area blocked off. But I also want to start a fort, and none of these are great. This is a great province to put a fort. It's high income, but it's near their cap. So this doesn't work. These aren't great provinces for forts, like these are okay. So I could have gone here and quarantined this area off. But this is really good. It's a farm, it's a mountain, so it's going to have a ton of resources for early production. I choose to go here. I don't know if that's the right call. It may have been better to go here first and go ahead and quarantine this off. But anyway, this is what I'm choosing, and it's really easy. It's Militia and Light Infantry. This starting army can't, like, it would really struggle against the Barbarians, so that's not a choice. It would do okay against this, and it would do okay against that. Okay. But, like, this would be too many people to send it into. And I think that's about it. Yeah, we're just moving here, same formation, nothing really that interesting. And let's go ahead and pull up the next turn, which I think is turn 4. Okay, we have a battle. Fast forward a little bit. Okay, and our guys run in. And you can see it's not going very well for the Independents, and they run. So no losses again. Oh, we had mercenaries too, I didn't tell you, but we got some mercenaries. And it looks like Scalaria got the previous mercs, but we got the archers, and we got the archers for a reason. We got the archers because barbarians are really hard for us to kill, and it looks like I switched, actually, yeah. So, I think what happened was I went back and I, like, redid going to here, and then I went back afterwards and I was like, no, we're actually gonna go here. And I think this turns out to be a good thing, because this was an easy expansion, and Scalaria probably would have taken this next. As you see there, my neighbor. So that was probably a really good idea. He would have cut me in pretty hard. We also see a commander here, so he's probably going to build a fort in one of these 2 places, I'm not sure. But these archers are going to be pretty key, because I do not want to stay in range of these barbarians very long. I don't really need the archers for anything else, but just for this province. The barbarians, if they're allowed to stay in melee, will kill my dudes, but my dudes are pretty strong, so they'll hold out a round or 2. I just need to rout them very quickly. And the arrows from these guys are not going to hurt my dudes, but they will hurt the barbarians, because my guys have enough armor. So, Anyway, we're going to attack here. The thought is, I don't really care if these guys die in melee. I don't need them for anything else. So I'll put them here, and if the barbs kind of run up towards them, that's fine too. But really, they're going to sit here and fire, and then my guys are going to run forward, and probably the fight will take place like the barbs are probably going to run like this. My guys will probably mostly intercept them. And the fight will take place right here, where these guys will be high precision and hit the barbarians instead of my own dudes. So that's the plan. These guys, we have 5. You remember, it said we were only going to get 4, because it said only 2 were going to produce, but it did produce the last one, which was kind of weird. I'm not sure what that's about, but... anyway. We are going to attack. These have militia and heavy infantry, so there's no archers. So what we're going to do is we're going to just wait, and then we'll go hold, attack closest. These are on guard commander, so we don't have to worry about morale issues as much if one person dies. And the important thing about this hold attack is these guys have different move speeds on the map. So what is likely to happen is the militia are going to run in front of the heavy infantry, and then we smack them. So better to fight them one at a time. We'll probably be sending this guy into site search after them, but we'll figure that out as we go. We're going to be getting one more round of Black Knights without a Black Knight leader. And after that, it's probably going to be a Black Knight leader plus Black Knights every turn. And so after that, we'll be doing an expansion party every turn. So that will be pretty good for us. And I think that's about it for this turn. Let's go ahead and pull up turn 5. Oh, actually, we'll go back. Let's pull up turn... Let's do Diplo here. Now, a lot of the Diplo in this game is going to be in Discord or Steam, so I'll have to kind of talk you through it. So I say, greetings, undead monsters. We can't say that we're excited to see you so close to our cap. We also see your castle going up on our border, which gave us some pause. That said, we have no intentions to war you. Shall we coexist peacefully or plunge our nations, misspelled, into war before expansion even begins? The Stranger, Lord of Ulm. Okay. So, yeah, let's talk real quick. So I am not excited to see Scaleria. You know what we haven't done, and we'll do it right now? We haven't talked about what nations are in the game. So we've got Scaleria, we've got Agartha, and this is Middle Age. So Middle Age Agartha, Middle Age Abyssia. We've got Jotunheim, which is the Middle Age version of Niflheim. We've got Bandarlog, Monkeys After Your Heart, and then we've got Uruk, which is an interesting little nation. Not quite as crappy as Early Age Uruk. And then we've got Phalegra, which has all of the Phalegran shenanigans with kind of their own version of free spawn and super combatants, etc. And then we have Middle Age Ryla, your favorite squid nation. So a pretty good group of nations. A lot of them are strong, like, you know, Jotunheim's strong, Middle Age Abyssia strong in the late game, Agartha's strong pretty much throughout the game. Ryla can be very strong in a kind of weird, awkward way. Phalegra can be really strong. Bandarlog's probably the weakest early, but they get really cool stuff later. So it's a pretty good, you know, these are kind of some of your stronger middle-aged nations. Middle-Age Ulm is definitely very strong. I would say it's one of the strongest nations in Middle Age, but then it has Scaleria, and I think Scaleria's probably the strongest nation in the game, and the guy who's playing Scaleria is a pretty experienced player, and I think I actually gave him, like, I talked with him a while before he joined this game just about how to play Scaleria. Like, I wrote a little guide for it, and he manages some of the guides in one of the forums. And, yeah, so anyway, he has all of my intel. I don't know if he's going to do the same build, but he at least knows how I think about the nation. And the way I think about the nation, I think it's pretty much by far the strongest nation in the game. I think it can win any 1v1 versus any nation in the early game. And I think in the middle game, it can win 1v2 versus most nations. And then in the late game, it can win versus everybody in the world. So, yeah. Anyway. I am not excited to start next to it, especially in the starting position, because where Scaleria is, he's only going to have he could kind of have a neighbor down here, but nobody's going to want to fight a war through this one peninsula, one province border. So he's really just going to have a neighbor over here. Whoever is over here, I need to find out immediately who they are, and we need to team up on Scaleria, because in the, he only is going to attack 2 people. It's going to be me or him, so we can't be in denial about Scaleria will be someone else's problem. It's going to be our problem, and it's going to be our problem very, very quickly. You know, we have to deal with it. So, anyway. So I send this is my message to him, and go ahead and pull up turn 5. So turn 5, we finished construction. I think this was construction 1. And then we have a few battles. Let's see how it goes. These are our horsies. So they run in. Okay. And you can see we were pretty successful there. The militia did get into range a little bit sooner. But we did sit here and get fired at by archers. But really, these guys are immune to archers. And the reason is they have shields and 23 protection. So archers are literally going to do nothing. Even crossbowmen don't do much to these guys. Okay, and then our archers are shooting at the barbs. And you can see they're doing some damage. And if I didn't have these archers, we would probably win versus this number of barbs, but we potentially could lose and we would definitely take attrition. And the fight's happening about like how we thought it would. These guys are going to run past and kill them, but we may get a rout very quickly. Okay, they should run now. There they go. So you can't ask for much more than that. I mean, that was basically perfect. Let's see, doing fast forward now. Okay, and our smite coming down and just punishing those dudes. Okay, so we lost 3 archers and then 2 of our dudes, which is pretty good, because this is one of the harder provinces for us to clear out. And I think Scaleria at this point messages me in Discord and says, hey, let's have peace. And then he says, I think he wants this, but I can have that. And I think I agree to that at this point. And I know I think he's building a fort here, because he's got a scout there. And I think he also, at this point, messages me and says, let's have a nap. I don't really want to fight you early. Which is what all Scaleria should always say, because while they can win a fight early, versus, I think, anyone, by spamming out gladiators, they would much rather put their money into forts in the early game. So, anyway. And as much as I would like to not have Scaleria put up forts and kill me, I also need troops to kill him, and I don't have nearly enough troops, and I don't want it to impact my expansion, so we're going to hang tight. But this is... and I'm kind of desperate to figure out who is on this side of Scaleria, so we'll have to figure it out. Whoever is on that side of Scaleria is probably also going to be my neighbor on this side, so we'll kind of see who that is. So now we can go in 2 places. We could go up here, and we could probably win against this, though we may take losses, and this might have been the smarter move. But this is a lot of dudes, and I would rather not have any of my heavy cav die, and then take this. Because like, if I lost 2 here, then I might not even be able to take that, but if I take this, and then I lose 2 here after I take it, that's probably better. And I don't think whoever is up here is going to go ahead and take all this yet, but I could be wrong. So, down here we're getting we're getting another Black Lord to lead some of our Black Knights, and he will probably come try to close down this front for me. I'm not really as worried about this border, but we'll see. I mean, I need to send people out in all directions, but we'll do it as fast as we can. So this party, we're basically going to have it moved down here, because Scalarius said he was going to get this, so we'll go probably take that. And I think that is it. And I think that's it for this episode. We'll do 5 turns an episode for the first few. Let's see if we have any we don't have any outgoing messages. So I think that's it for the first 5 turns. So thank you guys. See you next time.